Right, hang on. Let me prep because I need to paste links.
All right. I'm just turning on the stream.
Right.
Should I put something on? I should probably put something on the Arcade Radio page right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Oops, sorry.
It's Survivor back there.
Yeah, I mean, I called those songs, so
cool. Well, they should have fun tonight.
Are we live?
We're live. Yeah.
We're live.
We're live. We're on air right now.
Nice.
I'm posting that we are.
I'm posting.
Yeah,
me too. We are freaking
Randall
live.
Gelking posted on Arcade Radio. What time? I just said now.
And you're doing that on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
right?
I'm doing it on the Facebook page right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to tag you. Is live. Yeah, this is fun. I suppose I should probably. Oh, we got to talk to you a little bit about what's going. I got tons of really fun things to talk about.
Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, you've been gone, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been. It was a long.
It's a long drive. I mean, 5-hour difference in the times, and
yep,
it's like going back in time.
Tis a tis. Oh, I can tag Markiplier. I should tag him. That guy's a douchebag.
Yeah, make him retweet our show, and then all like a bunch of 8-year-olds will listen.
No shit, 3 million.
It's crazy. They're gonna listen to for 1 minute and go, "Oh, fuck this."
Yeah,
We're not listening.
It's like, what are you talking? Uh huh. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to keep their attention. What am I supposed to? Roblox, blah blah. Minecraft, blah blah. Five Nights at Freddy's, blah blah. Movies start playing it.
Well, and what I find ironic is that all these underage kids grew to love this dude who basically got drunk on his podcast all the time. It's like no parent is even paying attention. It's like, okay, whatever.
He was my mentor.
He was my dentor. He was my dentist.
He told me when the teeth needed to come out. I asked Rob Lowe to retweet us. I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, Rob Lowe radio.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it.
That'd be so awesome. Do you know Rob personally?
Never met him.
No.
I've never.
Seems like a nice guy though, like it would be fun to hang out with that guy. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it sounds great. Yeah, no, I haven't seen him. I feel like Jason Bateman and Rob Lowe are sort of contemporaries to each other, but neither one of those guys. I have met Michael J. Fox, but not like 1-to-1. Just I sat like 15 feet away from him.
Share on a page I manage.
Share on a page I manage. Oh yeah. Do you manage any other pages on Facebook?
Well, I'm a moderator on one of them. I can do a group.
I have the Shaolin Road Facebook page, but not a lot of people go there.
Well, I just shared it on the Minnesota group.
Oh, good. Maybe we'll.
They never listen. Those guys don't. They don't really want to listen. So I'm going to share in another group. Midwest Pinball and Arcade Collectors. See if we can scrape.
Just ignore that sound.
What was that?
Oh, well, that was the YouTube. There was obviously it's on a delay. So we have 3 listeners right now. Obviously, Dave from Buffalo, who's the best ever.
I love the Dave. Turning down my.
Oh, and now that Andy Baldwin's here, he says we can get started.
Oh, we can? We're allowed to? Oh, okay, I'm here. We can get started now. How do I switch to night mode? I want to switch to night mode.
I just type gaming.getyoutube.com, and then that way it just takes you to that gaming version of it. Because gamers like a dark, A dark, dark room.
Yeah, it's got to be dark.
They also like to wear sunglasses because they think their monitor's too bright.
At night?
All the time. It doesn't matter.
How do I find my channel now that I'm in this goofy thing?
Well, what I do is I start off in the regular one and then I just change www to gaming.
Oh, so it can do like www.
I bet you could do gaming.youtube.com/ArcadeRadio. Now that we
have /C/ArcadeRadio.
I think it'll take both.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the only link I've been giving out is youtube.com/ArcadeRadio, and bam, it takes you.
Really?
Yeah, the people who set up their web servers are awesome. I've had a martini and a half, so woo!
Holy crap, it's working.
Good job.
But now, yeah, that works great. Dudes. Frogger this time, Andy. We need to have a contest on this show.
Okay, let's think of it right now.
Okay.
Wait a minute, during the show or like?
Well, I mean, like for the next show, I don't know how we're gonna work.
How's that gonna work? Yeah.
Well, it's not like we could do a live. That'd be fun. We could do a live Donkey Kong Championship. We could invite Billy Mitchell.
You know, Billy Mitchell, if you watch any of his Pac-Man or Centipede or all those other games that he's awesome at, I mean, he's still great.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's not diminished. Yeah.
He's a liar, though, so what difference does it make?
I mean, he can be reformed, so we'll put it in Donkey Kong.
Okay, chatters. Is Billy Mitchell a liar, or is he still a legend to you? Or is he a legend and a liar? Let us know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I find he is he's fallible.
Oh, we got a liar. Liar is vote number 1.
Andy Baldwin, who I respect, by the way.
Me too.
Oh, here's Kasey.
Legendary liar.
Well, you can't be a legendary liar unless you've done it for a long time.
Yeah.
And so, although
I find it very ironic that he is now a liar when he accused Steve Sanders of being a liar. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of bullshit.
It's like all those people who are criminals and they accuse other people of being criminals and it turns out they're criminals.
Yeah, it's like you're all part of the same fucking pack. Sorry, my language is terrible tonight.
Dang it with your F words.
I know, now I'm going to have to bleep it. Except for no, I don't.
No, you don't. Oh, sorry, I haven't uploaded anything to SoundCloud even though I know the password.
Well, I think we might need to work together on that so that it gets done in the right order. Because, that first episode this season was awful. Or second episode, actually, was the one where we had the new computer and things were not working.
Hey, kids. How about some pork products?
Exactly.
What?
They're all crooked. Yep. Well, at least Andy's speaking up. Kasey has not. Like, the rest of the gang doesn't have anything to say. They're all real quiet about it.
Our 6 listeners.
Oh.
That's awesome. It's like the poor version of Jeopardy.
It is like the worst version of Jeopardy right there. Well,
pull the trigger, dude.
Remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, buckaroo.
All right, let's get this thing on the road. What do you think?
Yeah, I concur.
Okay.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is
Arcade Radio.
Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, March 8th, 2018, and the time is now approximately 7:26 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is your host, Adam Stevens. Adam and the Aunties. I like that.
Adam and the Aunties is what I was saying. It didn't show up right? So you said
it's a Midwest, we call them aunts. You can't Adam and the Aunties, I get it.
Aunties.
And the formidable Mark TimeRunner Shields joins me today, and the guest of the Arcade Rake. Well, we don't know. Maybe I should just not read this line.
Yeah, we don't have a guest. Unless Dan Reed joins in, then he's going to be our guest.
Yeah, where's Dano? We should start a mystery, like a Hardy Boy, Nancy Drew mystery.
I don't know. He talked to me this week, and I talked to him. I quizzed him a little bit about what he's been up to. He wanted to know. Well, let me just start the story. Let me preface.
Okay.
He sent me a text.
Oh.
He sent us both a text, and it said, "Get that $500 journey." And I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, "What is that all about, man?"
I agree. And he didn't say who he was talking to, and we're all three in that chat.
Right. I'm like, well, he can't be talking to me because I'm in Hawaii.
I mean, that's true. Who knows if he knows that? So
He did.
I thought, wow, there's a $500 journey in Minnesota, and so I went to Minneapolis.Craigslist, looked, nothing, and then I stopped. And I was like,
Interesting.
And then my if this then that rule fired and showed me a journey. So I freaked out and I sent an email to the dude and I said, I will buy your $500 journey. Let me know where I may go and give you U.S. currency. And then nothing happened. And then like 3 or 4 days later, Dan calls me.
Whoa.
On the road, which he likes to do.
Yeah, he does. Hey, pal.
He needed an update. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Hey, pal. Up? Hey, pally.
Did you get that journey?
Did you? Did you get a journey?
No, the guy never wrote back. So.
Well, let me ask you this: do you actually want a journey?
Yes, I want a journey. I want a journey. I like MCR games. I have a Project Satan's Hollow. I would put my Tron that I bought from you and the Satan's Hollow, and then that journey all side by side, and then I would have an MCR Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Journey. Classic.
Faithfully.
You only need to learn the intro if you want to like get a girl.
I can't. It's funny. We've had this conversation on the show before, but Dan gets all bent out of shape when he finds out that Journey had no #1 hits.
I mean, how can you be robbed every single time?
I know. It's so awesome.
You get up to #2 and you never make it.
Like even this one.
Oh.
And that's like they, played at every wedding. You should hit somewhere with that, right? Oh, shite.
Texting Dan now, I'm saying, we are talking about you in a positive light for the whole show.
This should be our theme for Dan. I'll be all right without you. Oh, my God.
I mean, he hasn't even weighed in the whole Billy Mitchell thing. I don't even know what's happening. I didn't even think to ask.
Actually, no, he did. He called me.
Did?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was like.
We have some inside information.
He was a big player in this.
Yeah, we have a lot of Let's just say that if we wanted to, we could wreak some havoc in the community.
That's weird that we can do that.
I know, and I don't. Frankly, I'm tired of this story. I am. It's like, who gives a crap? He's a liar.
I think it's settled down. It's settled down.
Just let it be. I do want to record a video of me erasing his name from my Pac-Man machine, though.
Oh my God, I've been trying to talk you out of that. I'm like,
I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be awesome because you know what? First of all, I'm at the Mall of America. The guy is there. He's sponsored by You know, Minnesota State Lottery. They freaking brought him out there. He does this whole thing. He does this whole shtick. You know, people know him as the Donkey Kong champion. Of course, you know, perfect Pac-Man champion. And he signs my machine with the date and the score that he hit the perfect Pac-Man, which makes no sense. Sign the Mall of America date. I don't want that crap on my machine.
Well, maybe people will think, "Oh my God, is this the machine?"
I know this is the machine, which is another lie. It's another freaking lie.
Oh my God, that's the way to look at it. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lie. Like, I don't know what's going on in that megalomaniac head of his, but I'm gonna erase that thing right off there. Besides, the marquee looks gorgeous without his signature on it.
I think you should throw a big party.
Yeah,
I should be there.
Yeah.
Maybe Jimbo Didi.
Oh, that'd be great.
And we'll
take a Polaroid photo of me erasing it.
Well, no, we'll video it. We'll have some multiple, angles of lighting, and it'll be beautiful. It'll be a beautiful erasing.
Oh my gosh, Andy Baldwin's like, can we play What's in the Jukebox now, please? Where's that?
We have so much fun stuff for that. What's in the Jukebox? We were just talking about it before the show started.
Oh my gosh, we'll give you a hint. 1987. That's it. Okay, so, yeah. So that's what you've been working on. You've been kind of chasing a journey, I guess.
No, what I've been working on has been a total nightmare.
Oh, he sounds like my basement. Go on.
Okay, so I have a centipede cocktail. It is completely done. I got beautiful end caps on it and everything now, and everything. I even made a door out of like cardboard and painted it a textured black just so it would be beautiful. And anyway, long story short, the coin door. Everybody misses this coin door because most of these games people like to steal money because money is lets you buy stuff. And so a lot of the coin doors on these games that were made by Atari have been bent up and beaten and broken and are missing typically. So I had one and I decided, hey, I'm going to have this fabricated and powder coated. Have I told you this story?
I don't know. Just tell me it again.
All right. So, there's new information because while you were in Hawaii, shit went down.
Really?
Shit went down.
Sweet.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
So they call me like, hey, you want to see the thing? And like basically what I did is I dropped off the thing. They powder coated it. That's great. I told them I wanted to make a copy. They said, hey, we can subcontract it. No problem. We'll make a CAD version of it and it'll be accurate. And then they'll go do it. I'm like, all right, well, I trust you. And then, they give me a rate of how much it's going to cost. I'm saying, and that's fine. And so they go and, time passes. And then eventually they bring me back and they're like, here they all are, and they're like away from me, like in a pallet, but they look great. I see them from the distance, and they're like, okay, we're gonna powder coat it tomorrow. Okay, and I'm like, great. And then, I come by the next day. They powder coated them. They're like beautiful. I don't take a good look at them though, and we load them in my car and we bring them home. And the first thing I do is go get a barrel lock, and I put it in. It fits. So we're past that, but when I put it in, I'm like, why does the hole look like it's in the middle of this coin door? And so somehow somebody in the fabrication process thought, oh, this hole should be in the middle instead of up near the top, so that the throw can reach the top of the lip of whatever is above it to lock it. So they put they put the lock in the wrong place. And then upon further investigation, the radius of the door is wrong. And I don't know if anybody else owns a Atari cocktail, but the radius of this coin box, the lip has to fit into an engraved hole on the cabinet. So they got the radius wrong. And then another dumb thing is that they use two pieces of metal to build it, and there's a seam on the bottom with two tiny little baby spot welds.
I like little babies.
And I'm like, you realize that like 60 pounds of quarters are going to be in these things. This seam is not going to be able to hold them. It'll bust right through. So the biggest problems, obviously,
this sounds like a freaking nightmare. You had somebody make a coin door from a CAD drawing, and they screwed up.
Yes. Now I'm not going to say that I took the original back after they were done drawing it, assuming that their drawing was good enough. That was my mistake. That was my bad. I would never do that again. I will always leave a sample with somebody so that if they screw up,
I've left
they
samples
have that.
too.
What's that?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were like agreeing with me in some way. Anyway, so long story short, I spent $1,000 basically on 20 paperweights.
Oh my God.
And they're back. I sent them back. They're like trying to make it right.
Oh no.
And I'm using the quotation marks.
So
that's what I've been doing.
They should just be melting that crap down and starting over.
I agree.
That's awful. That's a huge project, dude. Awesome. Good on you for doing it, but holy crap, that's aggressive.
Next time, I'm totally gonna say, take them in, from Clav. You do it. I'm never doing this again.
I got. Tell you what. Our good friend Brian Armitage does this regularly. He's got people that produce this stuff all the time. Work with him. He'll help you out.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It'll get done.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, and he's good with designing stuff. He's got his own little CAD station. He does all kinds of design work. So work with Brian. He'll help you out.
Aaron Sanders also offered to do that.
Yeah, dude. Aaron's in the chat right now.
A lot of people are good at it. Oh,
yeah.
Is he? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he just joined us. Sup, gents? He says. Yeah.
So. Anyway, okay, that's what I've been doing. What have you been doing? I know that
Holy crap! I was on. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me everything.
Dude, I had such a great vacation. Well, we went to LA for a day and a half, and then we went to Hawaii for 2 weeks, so that was great. I got a great tan, a little bit of burned, and then it turned to tan, so I'm happy about that. While I was out there, I decided to do a little arcade search while I was on Kauai. Guess what I found? Absolutely nothing. There is not a person on the freaking island of Kauai that has anything for sale in the arcade world. It is unbelievable. There is not a single arcade game on that island.
Wow.
I mean, admittedly, it is the Garden Island. It is a quiet island. Most people go to like Oahu or Maui, and we like Kauai because it's quiet. But I was a little disappointed. I was like, God dang it! I can't find anything. So
I don't recall any arcade action when I was there December in 1987.
Well, and I think what we're thinking about doing is, starting up a business there. We have an idea. We're going to open a roller rink and put an arcade in there, and we'll live there 3 to 6 months out of the year, and then.
Oh, wait! Armitage lived out there though, didn't he?
Well, he lived on Oahu. Yeah, because he was.
That's the good one, right?
Well, it's the big one with the city and all that.
Which one has the bounty hunter guy?
That's Oahu. That's Dog the bounty hunter. Yeah,
I want to live there.
Yeah. No. Mm-hmm.
We can have him on the show.
Dog the bounty hunter. That would be awesome. We should totally do that.
I'm sure he has free time. Let's see what happens.
So, before I left, you guys may remember that I had a little bit of a leak from the refrigerator, which destroyed the ceiling in my main in one of my arcade rooms. And so right now I have a guy that's in here working on it, and he's doing great work, and he's pretty inexpensive, so I'm super excited. He'll be done middle of next week because he's got to come back for a couple of skim coats, and then I'm going to have a fully operational arcade. While that big hole was open in the ceiling, I added a 20 amp dedicated and a 15 amp dedicated circuit. So now everything runs in the basement without any power issues. That's been one of my biggest. So guess what, dudes? I'm having one of my first arcade parties in probably 4 years this spring. So watch out, locals who are interested. We're gonna have, we're gonna run it like usual. We'll probably have a 4 to 8 children curfew, and then 8 to midnight adults only. So that's kind of how we roll around here. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, nothing really new on the arcade purchasing side. I'm still working out some bugs in my Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man. I think I'm almost there, but
I did bring home my Tubin finally. It's been only in storage since I ever had the 2 Tubins.
Oh, I love Tubin. Such a fun game. What do you tell us? And I noticed you got some buttons from Paradise Arcade, so that's pretty sweet.
Yep. Yeah. I had I actually acquired the game in 2016, brought the control panel home, put in the buttons, figured out like the the wiring and the voltage stuff in 2017, and now in 2018, I married it back to its cabinet, and it's beautiful. The motor up there and the marquee actually was just clipped and worked. So I just I made a little 2-pin Molex connector. I was very happy with that. Cleaned it up. It does need some blue T-molding and some T-molding for the base. I talked to Kalen. Kalen has the last T-molding that exists on the planet.
This old game has the entire art package for that, right?
Oh, the art's fine.
Yeah,
my art's beautiful.
Oh,
just
awesome.
that weird 1.5-inch T-molding. It's gigantic.
Really?
Nobody makes it. Somebody reproed it, and then it all ran out. There's a guy on eBay with 8 feet of it. He's selling it for $88, and I'm like, John Jacobson's ask Kalen. He probably has some. And
you could buy black. They make 1.5 black,
but not grooved black.
Yeah, but who gives a crap? It's
ribbed for your pleasure, as Aaron Sanders.
Oh my gosh, it was right on cue. Oh my god. No.
My wife and I have been playing it. It's pretty good. I enjoy Jurassic. I know there's 45 levels. I don't know if we can bear that long of the game to get all the way that way to the end. But
well, should we do some news, or what do you think?
Yeah, what's in the news?
Let's find it out.
It's the Arcade News with Adam Stevens.
Via WTMJ TV. Oh my gosh, my jaw hurts just saying that. In Milwaukee, Uptown Arcade has released a new footprint for a lovely new location in Milwaukee. Designs have been released for an Uptown, a new arcade bar opening on East Bradley Street, and a rendering from Vavra Design shows multiple levels to the new establishments, both on the indoor and outdoors, just like their popular Minneapolis location. There are outdoor patios on both the upper end level and ground level. So the arcade bar will be located on 615 East Bradley Street, and the construction is
East Bradley?
East Bradley Street.
Oh, yeah, I'm writing that down.
Yep, and construction is already underway and is expected to complete for an opening in August. And I gotta say, this is awesome. If you guys have not been to an Uptown Arcade, they do a great job. Awesome craft beer selection. They're sure to have a lot of Wisconsin brews on tap, and then they have a full bar. They'll probably have some pizza, just like they do here. Pizza's not so great, but hey, there's got to be something else to eat around there. So have some great drinks and enjoy the lovely new location for Uptown. And they'll for certain have a great selection of classic and arcade and pinball and some new stuff as well. Right? What do you think about that? So also via Touch Arcade, Horizon Chase, the arcade racer, goes to Hawaii. I had to stick this in here just because of Hawaii, right? So the brilliant retro arcade game supports excellent drive mechanics combined with really tight controls. This is also for, by the way, mobile devices. To make one of the most compelling race titles on its retrospective app stores. Horizon Chase has gotten great reviews since its launch, and this week developer Aquarius has announced a brand new update that is sure to suck fans of the arcade racer straight back into the title's low-poly world. In contrast to the very cold weather conditions of late, the next cup in the Horizon Chase game is set in the sunny climate of Hawaii and should be available to download on the App Store very soon. It's available for Android users right now, and Apple users can suck it. So,
I slept right through that. I have no idea what you just said. I was like, I don't know what he said.
Also, via RcadeRadio, that's us, Mario Day is almost here. National Mario Day is observed each year on March 10th and honors Mario from the popular Nintendo game. This gamer holiday is celebrated on March 10th because of the way the date appears when abbreviated MAR10. It looks just like the name Mario. So, when March 10 rolls around, be sure to grab your favorite Mario title and give that Mr. Jumpman some love. Well, we should just throw a little. I was a little bit, So I think that we should ask the audience a question right here. What is your favorite Nintendo game? What is it? Is it Donkey Kong? Is it Smash Bros? What is it?
Nintendo Hellfire, maybe? Nobody?
Yeah, what it could be,
Space
what's a Sky Skipper? Oh, dude, he should be on soon, I think, right? I think he's going to be on like next.
Good.
Maybe next week. Actually, it can't be next week because I've got a thing, but maybe the week after that. Although I think I promised.
You've got a thing.
I might have promised him next week, so we may be on next week.
I'm good next week.
Okay.
I'll have a conflict in the middle of April.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get a guest host then for sure. I want to make sure somebody's here with me. Okay.
Yeah, I love it when we have guest hosts.
Yeah.
It's like having a smart AI or something.
And our last news article via Ars Technica. Super Smash Brothers is coming to Switch. The last Nintendo Direct announcement, which actually happened today, ended with a monstrous bang as Nintendo finally confirmed what fighting games have been waiting and hoping to hear, that Smash Brothers, the series, is coming to Nintendo Switch. Even better, fans won't have to wait long, as the new Gamers trailer ended with a promise of 2018, which is pretty awesome. And I don't know if any of you have played Smash Brothers. Pretty fun. Anyway, we at ArcadeRadio will be watching for it. You should too. And I'm looking into the chat right now to see who's got their favorite games out there. And classic Mario Brothers came straight to the top. Super Mario Brothers OG. OG. Mark, what's your favorite Mario?
My favorite Mario Brothers game, I think it's still Popeye. I really have a lot of fond memories around Popeye.
Yeah, but there's no Mario in that. So, I mean, it's a Nintendo game. I get that.
Okay. So I thought you said favorite Nintendo.
I probably did. I probably said favorite Nintendo.
Okay.
I did say
that's why I set my heart on Popeye.
But Popeye is a great game. I will concede that I really love that game.
I guess my favorite. I mean, it still has to be Donkey Kong. I mean, I'm terrible at it. But it's either that or Mario. Super Mario? No,
okay,
let's
Brothers. Divide it into two categories. I'm going to ask you a two-part question. So Donkey Kong, definitely your arcade favorite, right? So if there's a Mario game that you have to choose, Jumpman wins. He gets your love. He gets your respect because it was the first game, right? And it's still one of the best. Out of all the console games to be released, and any game, now think hard, because Mario has appeared in a lot of different Nintendo titles over the years. So in all of the console games, which one might be your favorite? Even the golf games. He's in a golf game, by the way.
Oh, God. No, I'm still going to have to say Donkey Kong. I mean, it's just too iconic. Too classic and it's an icon.
Right. I hear you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with Donkey Kong also for arcade. But for console appearance, I'm going to say Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Mario's in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
He's the referee.
No.
Yeah, it's
Are you sure?
No. Yeah, dude. Dude, look it up. It's Mario, dude.
Is it just Punch-Out or just Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
No, he's in both. He's in both Punch-Out and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. God damn this cat.
It is him.
Yeah.
How did I thought it was some other dude.
Okay, I have to give a shout out to Randall, because this was my other thought. Wrecking Crew for NES is one of the most underrated titles with Mario in it. And if you have not played Wrecking Crew for the Nintendo Entertainment System, you owe it to yourself to get a copy of it. Either MAME it, put it on your cartridge, your SD cartridge, or buy the original game. For crying out loud, I think it's under $10 most of the time. It's a fantastic title. Wrecking Crew is a totally underrated puzzle game. It has, I think, both Mario and Luigi. I'm not sure, but fantastic title that people overlook.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of it now. I've never heard of it. I never owned an NES.
Oh, are you serious?
No.
Oh, dude.
What happened?
Well, I have two top loaders and a front loader. We should maybe work something out. I'll send you one of my top loaders. They never fail.
Sounds kinky.
Yeah.
I have a top loader, and I'm like, I'm a bottom loader? No, I'm not.
What?
Gross.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, yikes. Yikes.
Okay.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the Cade with TimeRunner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey, everybody. Welcome. We are time traveling today to the year 1987. It is March 8th, 1987. Let's do some math. Is that 31 years, I think? Yeah, I'm looking at Adam for validation.
Oh, my gosh.
31, 2018, 1987. Yeah. I know, because I had my 30-year anniversary.
31 years, yep.
Graduation.
That's awful.
Holy moly.
Oh, my gosh.
Hello and welcome to What's in the Juke.
Oops. I'm a little...
No, we're not there yet. Hold on. We got to get through three little bits of information before we get to the juke.
Okay.
I know, and Andy Baldwin's like, please, God, the juke, please.
I know. It's like some people are only listening to the show for this segment now,
I like this.
Which we just invented like, what, 4 episodes ago?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk about arcade news on March 8th.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Only 2 weeks had passed since Konami released Contra.
Oh, my God. Contra was so fucking awesome.
You loved it, huh?
Oh, such a good game.
You know, Contra employs a variety of playing perspectives, which includes the standard side view, the side-scrolling view that we're familiar with, a fake 3D view like Zaxxon. I wonder if Zaxxon influenced that.
The 3D view in Contra was much more playable than Zaxxon, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess the player proceeds by shooting and moving forwards towards the background, in addition to left and right. I don't know. There's also a fixed screen format in which the player has the gun aimed directly up as a default. And let's see, up to 2 people could play up simultaneously. One player was Bill, the blonde-haired commando with a white tank top and blue bandana. Oh my God, you know what? That'd be a great Halloween costume.
It's like Chuck Norris light.
The other player, Lance, the shirtless, dark-haired commando in the red bandana. Why 2 white guys? Nobody knows.
I know.
I like to say Lance was Hispanic. I don't know.
Oh my God. Way to make it racist.
Not racist. I'm just trying to broaden the horizons of whatever was going on between Bill and Lance. I mean, they always got double beds. That's what I know for sure.
At least we're not doing a Cajun accent, because that would...
Oh yeah. No, I can't even do a Cajun accent.
Oh my God.
What are you drinking?
A White Russian. Trying to get the nuts out of the bottom.
I've had 2 dirty martinis with Tito's vodka, and I am pretty toasty.
I'm drinking Tito's also. I think it's the Arcade Gamers vodka, really.
I know. Once John Jacobson introduced us to that Tito's after the end of the Journey saga, I'd never heard of it, and now I'm like hooked on it. You know, it's funny.
I had a client in Texas, and I saw a billboard for Tito's.
Well, a friend of mine that's in town said, hey, if you like Tito's, which is it's actually made in Austin, he said, you should try Space City. That's made in Houston. And I was at the liquor store this evening, and I picked up the Space City, and I kid you not, it's built like a weird car part where the bottle is like 4 feet tall, and there's no handle. And I'm like, I don't want to buy this. This is like the stupidest bottle I've ever... This is a disaster waiting to happen. So I just bought another gallon of Tito's because it's safer.
1.75 liter.
Let's talk about what's going on at the box office on March 8th.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know what that means, sir. So on March 8th, the first and best, in my opinion, Lethal Weapon film opened at the #1 spot. It reigned there for several weeks. In the 21st century, this film brought about the popular phrase, the only good Mel Gibson is a crazy Mel Gibson.
Aw.
Yeah.
Way to make it racist.
That's not racist. What are you talking about? I never mentioned his Australian roots. Whatever.
Did you say something about RoboCop?
No.
Didn't that come out in 87?
No more White Russians for you. It did, actually. And my story about RoboCop, I saw RoboCop with my miniature...
I'd buy that for $1.
My miniature girlfriend, Lori. She was like 4'11". She was super cute, but for some reason after that, I liked short girls. I don't know why. And you know what? Going to Minnesota, a big mistake because everybody's like 5'10". Anyway, long story short, we go to RoboCop, and I swear to God, a little person, aka a midget, sits down right next to us and is staring at her. And we're like, what is happening? And then we eventually like freak out because the guy keeps staring at her, and then we ran away. I mean, nowadays I'd be like calling the police.
Way to make it racist.
I never said what race he was. But anyway, we actually left the theater and we did not finish the movie. And then we had to come back and watch it a second time. You know what? No. You know what? Now that I think about it, this might have been, what was that movie with the mannequin and the guy who loved the mannequin?
Mannequin?
Oh, Mannequin, yeah.
Way to make it racist.
It may have been Mannequin. You know what? Now that I think about it, yes, that was Mannequin. Same theater, though. The same girlfriend. How did we get off this? I was talking about Mel Gibson. All right, whatever. All right, let's talk about what was on TV on March 8th.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's quickie. Here we go. The Wonderful World of Disney was on ABC, and then right after that was James Bond and Moonraker. What is your opinion of the film Moonraker?
Oh my gosh, it's a terribly awesome movie.
I know it's just not. It's boring and dumb. I mean, Jaws is in it. I like that. And the end where they're floating around in the air, like hooking up. That I was like, oh, that's nice.
It's 80. Oh yeah, and that movie came out in like 1979 or something, just after the Star Wars craze. And actually, they got a lot of things right about the shuttle before it launched.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny that they are in a reusable shuttle before it even like went up into space.
Right. It hadn't even launched yet. So from that perspective, I have to give it a little respect. But it's probably one of the most terrible James Bond movies ever made.
Yeah, it's awful. Luckily, he's never been back to space.
Now, that said, I still love watching it. I think it's entertaining as hell.
I think I haven't seen or attempted to see it in 20 years.
Oh,
so if you say so.
You should. You will laugh your ass off.
I'm sure my wife will hate me.
You gotta watch it. Better than Octopussy.
I liked Octopussy. I don't know why. CBS had 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote, and then finally NBC had the A-Team.
Yes, they were on for a long time. Holy crap.
Now, was that a Sunday night? That's weird that the A-Team was on a Sunday night. I would have thought it was like a Tuesday or a Thursday show. I wonder if they were just backfilling something that was terrible.
It's interesting. I was just watching an interview with Mr. T and a couple other cast members. Dwight. What's his name? Dwight.
Dwight Odelius? That's a guy I went to high school with.
No, Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, Murdoch.
Anyway, apparently George Peppard was supposed to be like Falcon's Crest or some other crap like that, and he got fired. And so they hired him for A-Team. But apparently he was like a huge drunk.
Oh, no.
And awful to work with. Dwight Schrute. No, not Dwight Schrute. Dwight. I'm going to look it up. I got the freaking internet.
Murdoch? Dwight. I know who you're talking
Schultz.
about.
Dwight Schultz.
Dwight Schultz.
I didn't even have to look it up because you just kind of did and I was like, yeah, Schultz.
Yes.
So, close. Anyway. Yeah, so anyhow, apparently George Peppard was like a total bear to work with, and he was overbearing and told everyone how it was going to be and had a huge problem with Mr. T making more money than he did because Mr. T was the first person hired. And he was hired because of his work on Rocky 3. You know, Eye of the Tiger, Survivor, right?
I did not know that the timing on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting to me to, as an adult to learn all that stuff because, like, you have no clue when you're a kid. But George Peppard, apparently quite the dickhead.
I'll have to watch an A-Team episode with an eye out for that. I tried to watch the Greatest American Hero, and it is terrible.
Oh, I love that show. The first season's actually not bad. The second and third are completely ridiculous.
Ridiculously good?
No, they're ridiculously awful, but I still watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I watched them all, but the thing is, I tried to get my wife into it because she loves The Family Guy, where Peter's flying through the air singing the song. But guess what? There's not a similar, entry point where that happens. It starts off it's a dramedy, I mean, they do whatever they can to make the drama.
They were going to reboot that show. I don't know what happened to it.
They still are. It's going to be like a Hispanic chick now.
Really?
That's right.
That sounds terrible. Not because of the Hispanic chick, just because it sounds like
it's because of the Hispanic chick. Trust me.
Oh my gosh! And by the way, it's Stephen J. Cannell who brought us, such hits as Silk Stockings. So, I mean,
unless they try to do it like a Wonder Woman type of slant,
I don't know, man.
It's possible.
It was a great idea. It had a huge. The first episode was aired after the Super Bowl, and they had a giant ratings boost. And for the first season,
or the
pilot, and so they actually they did really well their first season, and the writers were really good. But then all the writers left, and they had the exec said, "This isn't kid friendly enough. It's too serious." And people aren't enjoying it, so we got to change it. And so they did, and it really sucked. They made it terrible, but it had a lot of potential. I still love that show, regardless of how terrible it got. I still love that show. I love the characters. You
loved all of the 30-year-old students that he had in his.
I know, wasn't that ridiculous? It's like Rhonda is like 100 years old. She's as old as he is. Terrible.
Yeah, William Cat or whatever. He's not. They didn't do much to make him look different. I mean, hey, at least grow a blonde mustache, sir. I mean, come on.
Oh, there are so many. I could go on about this show. It's not it. They changed his name in the second season too.
Dave from Buffalo says that you have to watch Shazam as an adult to see how bad.
Oh my gosh, they're remaking Shazam right now too, and it looks horrible.
Hey, it's no, it doesn't look horrible.
It looks horrible. The guy's hair, he's got like a freaking helmet. He looks awful.
I don't know what helmet you're talking about.
Oh, he looks terrible.
All right, we'll revisit this in a year when this finally comes out.
Yeah. So, by the way, Ralph Hinckley was his name. William Cat played Ralph Hinckley. The second season, they changed his name to Ralph Hanley. You know why? Because they arrested some serial killer in L.A. that was named Ralph Hinckley.
Shut up!
I'm not kidding. So they're like, nope, we gotta change his name to Ralph Hanley. And everybody's like, what the heck is what the F is that? And by the way, Robert Culp acted with Bill Cosby in the '60s show I Spy, which is fantastic if you haven't seen it. And I don't know. Yeah, but Faye Grant
Way to drive the point home there.
Well, I know. I just trying to change the subject,
yes.
a little bit.
Yes. Well, hey,
but Michael Parr, what was his name? Was it Michael Parr? Michael Parr?
Yeah.
Paré. He played who did he play? He played Tony Valencia or whatever. Yeah, he was like the Italian dude on the show, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, he was.
He was the main guy. I didn't know he was Italian.
Well, he in the show he was Italian. He has this accent.
Yeah,
he was like, dude, I don't talk like this. I'm like, oh yeah.
I got some pizza at home. You want to come
I got some pizza at home.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being an Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh yeah, that guy, Michael Paré. Yes.
Yeah. Streets of Fire, Philadelphia Experiment, and then he kind of fell off the face of the planet. Anyway. We could go on and on about that show. I love that show. I love Stephen J. Cannell was actually responsible for the A-Team.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, what's in the juke?
Are we ready for that?
What's in the juke?
Are they? Okay, I don't know.
Hello and welcome to What's in the Juke, the awesome...
I cut myself off. Did you?
The awesome.
The awesome. I think it's time for What's in the Juke. Mark, we have a great selection of tracks this week.
We do. I don't know if we have 10. I think we may have 9.
We have 10.
4, 9, 10. Yes. They're awesome.
We have 10 tracks.
Out in 1987. So set your brain tune thing to 1987. And we're going to play like a couple seconds. And the 8 players in our chat are going to try. And if you're listening to this podcast on a replay, feel free to play, with yourself. Play with yourself. There's nobody there. Go for it.
I'm going to play the first clip.
All right.
What?
Nice. Perfect. We're waiting. We're watching the people on the chat.
We are waiting and watching. Ooh.
Boom. Andy
What
Baldwin says,
did you think? I got Randy. Randy is the first one to do it.
You did say Billy Vera, which is correct.
Holy crap! Randy got it.
That's not the name of the song.
What did you think? It's not the name of the song?
No, that's not.
It is not. It's close. Billy Vera is correct, though.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the sentence. He got the end of it. Kasey did.
All right. So we got to split that point. 0.5 to Randy and 0.5 to Kasey.
Well, no, it looks like Casey's wife got it.
Oh.
All Randy said was what?
No, he said Billy Vera right after that.
He did. Yeah. Okay, fine.
So we're going to have to split it. 0.5 there and 0.5 for the Relford family.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's Billy Vera and the Beaters, by the way.
Beaters. And who knows what that means?
I don't know either.
They like to make eggs.
Yeah, At This Moment was the name of the song, right?
Yes.
Okay. Next song coming up. Yeah.
That's all you need.
That is all you need. There.
All right, we're waiting for the slight delay.
Yep, exactly.
Looking at the chat, we're watching.
We're watching. Yes.
Oh, Randall got it. Land of Confusion. Boom.
Who got it?
Randall Gelking.
Really? Land of Confusion. I'll give it to him.
I give it.
But again, Genesis was Andy Baldwin, so there's a split there.
I mean, if you can get the name of the song correct, I think I may. I mean, do you have to say both?
I don't know. I think you should get some credit. I think you should get some credit for getting the band, right?
I think that's fair. I would give them. I'd split that one down. So
oh, Dan Copeland. We got a new
now.
Dan Copeland just joined. We got 9 people in the chat now.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah,
he's always my guy on the John's Arcade Shopbox.
So we got 0.5 for. I think Randy's got a whole point now.
He does.
He's got a whole point. And then Kasey, Andy gets the Genesis 0.5.
Yeah, so he has a half point.
He's got a half point.
Oh man, we have to write this stuff down.
Yeah, okay, let's write it down. Okay,
who has paper? Do you have paper?
I'm gonna get a notepad going here.
I got it.
All right, you got it?
Yeah.
So Casey's got 0.5.
Right.
And Randy's got a whole point. And then Andy's got a half point.
Got it. All right, let's keep going.
All right, okay. This is a clip from the next part.
You can't talk about it. You have to just make them
Here we go. Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Yep, title and song. Yeah, we want the song and the artist.
Artist.
Yep, and you get a full point for the artist and the... Oh, here we go. Control. 2 steps forward. Nope, wrong song. Great guess, Aaron, though. Great. Holy crap. So I see Kasey gets a full point.
Yep.
Kasey got both the name and the artist before anyone else.
Got it.
Yep. Right? That was great. Okay, we're going to play just the beginning of this song. All right.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, here we go. Aaron got the 0.5. Bob Jovi. I'm going to have to give that to Aaron Sanders. Because Bob Jovi was not the right answer.
So Aaron got a full point.
Aaron gets a full point for living on a prayer, Bon Jovi.
Wow, that was fast.
It was really good.
It's faster because he's in Houston with me. I'm slipping tonight, Randall Gelkin.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay. All right. I might just go to a random spot in this one.
All right, good.
There we go.
All right.
Here we go. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's a good spot that you picked.
My grandma thought it was evil that I could sing Bon Jovi at 2 years old. And Kasey says, my answer comes through on the chat first. Are you guys not seeing that?
No.
Not this week, Kasey. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, Daniel Copeland actually has the...
Oh my gosh. Daniel Copeland gets 0.5. And Kasey gets 0.5.
Okay, done.
I love it. Both of you guys, Georgia Satellites, keep your hands to yourself is correct.
And keep your hands to yourself.
Yep, I think that's. I had to give everybody a little release, you know.
Yeah, Team Relford is in first place. Randall says he was first, but the thing is, I think when you type in something, it doesn't actually send it. So what we're getting is the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair because what we see is.
What you and I see are the same.
It's an aggregate of everybody's answers, and even though they may be getting some delay back and forth, the selection is rigged. Right. So
so let's see. Team Relford and Aaron are tied at 2. Well, no, actually, Team Relford's in first place with 2 points.
Okay.
Aaron has 1 point.
All right.
Randy has 1 point. Randall, rather.
Yep.
And Andy Baldwin and Daniel Copeland are tied with 0.5.
Excellent. I think this is great. Okay, here we go. Next track.
Next one.
All right.
Yes.
That's a tough one.
Dave from Buffalo. I have 0. That is not correct, Dave. Kasey
gets 0.5. Not Amanda. Amanda's wrong. Nope, not Amanda.
Less popular than Amanda.
Less popular than Amanda, correct. We got 0.5 for Kasey, though. You got that marked down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe another little clip? It is off Third Stage. That's the album, but that's not the song. Yep. So we're getting close. Yeah.
They say the words at some point.
Here we go.
Whoa!
I think I got it right there. They should be able to get this. If they don't, it's okay. This is kind of interesting because it's like a number 6 song. No, not Out of Sight. It's very, very close. We're ready. Kasey got both. You got a full point. Yep.
The Team Relford way ahead. Andy Baldwin, though, like right on the cusp.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, this one, we're just going to play the beginning of it, and if you can't get it, I don't know what to say. That's it. Yeah, so it's interesting, there's anyone who is posting is seeing their, there's an aggregate of the delay and the milliseconds that it takes for somebody to post. But what we're seeing is true to everybody that's that's listening to the show. I think it's a fair game. Chicago.
So Gail King got Chicago. So he gets a half a point.
He gets a half a point. Randy gets a half a point.
But it looks like you're gonna need to play a little bit more of that intro.
Yeah, I kind of stumped people on that, huh? Which is weird. I'll play it a little bit more.
Oh yeah. It's what I like.
There we go. Oh, not hard to say. I'm sorry. It was a good guess, though. Good guess. I'll play a little bit of the middle.
Says he hates everything after Chicago 3. I'm like, this is probably Chicago 17, so
yeah.
way after that.
No, Andy Baldwin, Peter Cetera.
That's not the band's name.
He said that earlier too. He's like, before we even started playing, he just blurted out Peter Cetera after I said 1987. He's like, Peter Cetera.
25 or 64 wasn't on. It was in Chicago 16 and Chicago 18.
Saturday in the Park. Now they're just guessing.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more. I'll play a little bit more.
Somewhere in the middle.
Here we go. That's got to give it to him, right?
That's so good.
It is Peter Cetera.
Talk about teenage angst.
Yeah, we could give Andy Baldwin like 0.25 for that. On My Own is not the name of the song. Nope. Sorry.
The famous On My Own.
Yeah. That is the hook, right? David Foster wrote this song. If She Would Have Been Faithful.
Oh my God.
We're going like the whole gamut here.
They're probably like got Chicago Wikipedia up and they're like, just start naming all of them.
Exactly.
Boom,
Will you still? Andy Baldwin got it. Yes. Woo! Dude, Andy Baldwin gets 0.5. Sweet. That was a good one. That was a tough one. Right. This is one of my favorite tracks off of this week's selection. Let's give it a spin and see if people can figure it out. I'm going to just play the first few bars and then we'll skip to the middle if they can't get it. Okay, here we go. That was a lot. But
I love how both of these intros are like piano intros.
Well, yeah, that was definitely like synthesizer. Oh my gosh, Is This Love? Bam. That was Dave from Buffalo.
Dave from Buffalo on the
Pulls
chart.
it out, and Randy gets Survivor. Randy gets High on You wrong. I think we should take half point away from him.
No, I'm gonna give Randy. He's getting half.
So Dave gets half, and Randy gets half.
Hey, Randall, do you mind that we're calling you Randy? I don't know why we're doing it.
I think he's okay with that.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. White Snake, Is This Love? Close, buddy.
I can see that.
I love that song. I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
No. Oh, okay.
All right, the next track. I'm going to play just the beginning. It's going to be a race on this one, I know.
All right, I'm ready.
I mean, seriously, we're going to have to watch. You guys are... Here it comes. All right. That's all I'm playing. Like, if you can't get...
maracas.
Me too. I do. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's see what they say.
Walk
Randy,
like an if I'm going to give it to Aaron. Randy, you need to type a little better. Aaron had it nailed with Walk Like an Egyptian.
All right, I'll give that.
Yeah. And actually, Andy Baldwin came in with Bangles second, so he gets the other half point.
Got it.
Yep. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing so great. This is so awesome. All right. This last one, you guys. Walk like an Euphoria again.
Frifrian. I mean, if at least a G had been in there, I'd have been like, let's give it to Randall.
Oh my gosh, Kasey didn't hear the song, so there is a little bit of delay going on here, so that's not so good. But,
oh wow!
But seriously, Kasey and Dolly, they probably win every week. So I don't know, Kasey, maybe just refresh your window for this last one.
Yeah, we'll wait till you've refreshed.
Yeah. Everybody give the window a refresh for the last one, because this is going to be like a fight to the finish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Gosh, 1987 was a lot of fun.
Oh, I know. I can't wait to do some other months out of that month.
Oh my gosh, it was such a great year. I think that actually might be the year that Kasey quit the top 40, American Top 40, and Shadow Stevens came in like in '88.
Oh, I did not know that happened.
Yeah. He's like, he had a conflict with the studio, and he's like, I'm not doing the show anymore.
Shadow.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so this is
refreshed.
Everybody's refreshed.
Yep.
I don't see Kasey refreshed. I'm gonna make sure Kasey's refreshed. Okay. A little dog named Snuggles. Yeah, Randy, you're right. In fact, Randy, since you did that and everybody's refreshing, I'm just gonna play a little clip for you guys. Because I happen to have that clip. And
what?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna play it here.
Yeah.
Now we're up to our long distance dedication, and this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither.
Or
it's
crabs.
From a man in Cincinnati, Ohio, and here's what he writes. Dear Kasey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, no. I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. It's the last goddamn time I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
Calm down, Kasey.
Oh my gosh, we have 10 active listeners now. This is great. So, all you guys, thanks for listening. This is the last song we're gonna play of What's in the Juke, and I think you all are gonna have to. I'm so glad I got to play that for our listeners. They, and we're all fans of him because we grew up, listening to him on Sundays on the way to church and then after church. But anyways, really, really great to have you guys here. Here comes the last one. This is our number one song of the week, and we're going to play a clip of it, and whoever gets it gets the full point. Here we go.
Kick it!
Such a great intro.
I love it.
Yep, Randy gets to fight for your right. Well, oh, God, that was terrible typing. I'm going to give it to him anyway. Fight for Tour 8. I don't know. We might have to give it to Kasey. He got the full text.
He did.
And then Dan Copeland gets Beastie Boys. Yep. I'm going to have to give that to Kasey and then Dan Copeland.
All right, so it looks like number one out of What's in the Juke is Team Relford with 3.5 points.
Nice. Who's number two?
Randall got 2.5 points.
Randy, you're number two. Nice.
Number two, Right behind him at the 1.5 points was Aaron Sanders.
Nice, Aaron. Way to go.
Tied for fourth, Andy Baldwin and Daniel Copeland, 1 point each. And coming up from the rear, Dave from Buffalo with 0.5 points.
Coming up from the rear.
The rear.
Yow.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the best. I love it.
Yeah. Wow. We have a prize for you. A great pat on the back and a hearty hi-ho.
Well, we should welcome our guest to the show.
Okay. Welcome to the Arcade Radio guest seat.
Wait, I kind of thought it would be fun to have Randy on there. Or not Randy, Kasey. He had some stuff to say.
I mean, Team Relford, I would love to hear what they have to talk about.
But Kasey, we were talking earlier about Silly Bitchell. I mean, Millie Bitchell. I mean, Billy Mitchell, right?
Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, we were talking about him. And there was, and Kasey had something to say.
Okay, well, how do we...
Well, Kasey, if you're listening and you want to come on and talk about your Billy Mitchell story, you can send me a private message on the Facebooks because we're friends, and then we'll dial you in. How's that sound? Right? We have this will be the first time we just randomly pick a guest, right?
Yeah. What was that noise?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I heard it.
I'm looking. Don't be hating. I'm just going to check here, and there was this thing, and there's that thing. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
No. The Facebooks.
Facebooks, yes.
My Facebook is super small right now. How do you increase the size of your screen? I can't see anything.
Open Apple Plus, maybe?
Open Apple. I love that you say Open Apple. By the way, this weekend, you know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm going down to Dodge, Minnesota, and I'm going to pick up an Apple IIe with a Unidisc, a 3.5-inch Unidisc drive.
I've never seen one.
It's for an Apple II, and so you can put a 3.5-inch floppy and hook it up to your old Apple II.
So classic, and didn't 2C have a 3.5-inch floppy?
No, 2C had a 5.25.
Oh my God, it did.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. So I'm gonna hook up the 3.5-inch, and I don't know what I would possibly load on it, but I'm gonna see if I can get it to work. Aaron Sanders says, "Nice. I have an Apple II." So I wonder how many people have Apple IIs out there.
We should broadcast the show through an Apple II.
I don't think it would work. Oh, hey,
no, it would not.
Fun fact. Guess what? The Showbiz Pizza Rockafire explosion ran off of an Apple II.
No way.
Yep. That's a fact, Jack. Not even joking.
I mean, it's amazing how it was just a bunch of air moving all that stuff.
Okay, we got Kasey's permission to call him. Should we give him a shout?
Let's do it.
All right, let's give him a shout. We're just going to do a little addition here. This is the first time we've dialed one of the listeners, so I'm super excited about that. I don't know about you.
I mean, technically we dialed in Aaron Sanders that one time, but...
We did?
Yeah, I mean, he we interviewed him while he was in a truck or something.
Oh. Well, let me copy this number. Copy. There we go. All right, got it.
Oh, no, we published it to the world. No, we didn't.
We did not. Here we go. We're calling Kasey up.
Just calling him.
This is sad because Dan's not on. So it'll be like the first time we're calling Kelsey Relford. And he's not even going to hear it.
I don't think I've ever heard his voice.
Yeah. I love these episodes where we call people.
Uh-oh.
Hello? Hello? Who's on the phone?
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Is this Kasey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasey, Adam, you're on the air.
I'm so. Well, I was going to use my headset, but it flaked right when the call came through. So.
Well, we can hear you loud and clear, so we're glad to have you on. So we
have to hold my phone.
Oh no.
By the way, let's just say kudos to you and your wife for your excellent musical identification skills. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we used to. True story. We funded our wedding by playing team trivia at pizza joints.
Nice.
Yeah, we used to go. We had a little team, and we recruited a couple other guys that were better at the categories that we sucked at. Like we had a sports guy who knew sports really well. We had a geography and history guy, and we covered the music and the movies and the entertainment stuff. That was sort of our forte.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we would go to all these different like pizza places around town and play for cash prizes, and we just kept piling. Obviously didn't pay for the whole wedding, but we paid a couple of grand out of the wedding with that stuff. But we thought about, and we also bought a lot of our like wedding items, like the trinkets you need, like the knives for cutting the cake and stuff. We bought on eBay. So we thought about putting a little stamp on our napkins, like sponsored by eBay or courtesy of UA.
All right, Mark, remind me of who won today.
Well, Team Relford won with 3.5 points, way ahead of Rand with only 2.5.
Now, I think that's great because even with the delay that you're experiencing, you still somehow pulled ahead.
Yeah, I think it's because I usually listen on my cell phone, because for some reason my phone, even if I skip both my phone and my laptop all the way ahead to like the furthest forward point you can in the broadcast, the phone is always ahead by a second or so. So I always leave it on the phone and then I type on my laptop. But I think my phone got behind a little bit, so I kept skipping it forward, but then like Walk Like an Egyptian popped up on the screen and I hadn't even heard a note. I was like, yeah, we're behind somehow. So it's all right.
Yeah, and that's a funny thing too, because actually I've had the same problem where I pause and then I forget, and then I'm running behind people. So anyway, it was interesting to see that, and I think that last round was pretty fair. So we appreciate you playing. But so tell us about your Billy Mitchell story. We're talking a little bit about the Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah, well, I was kind of. He's been in a couple of the SFGEs, the Southern Fried Game Expo, and he tends to be, I guess a pretty popular attraction, and it gets it's kind of wearing, like everything that he's involved in, like if he's in one of the panels or whatever, everything is about him. He's a bit of an egotist. That's kind of the game he plays, whatever. That's his stick. But anyway, I got kind of tired of it, and anyway, so we kept seeing him walking around with these girls, and like Saturday night, he's always getting followed around by a couple of like groupies, and he'll walk over to Miss Pac-Man and play like a 600,000 point game, and park Miss Pac-Man and show how he can do these tricks and walk around the thing and come back and his game's still going. And some of us we were pounding margaritas and stuff, and we were kind of chuckling at him. But then later on, one of the girls that kept following him around kept trying to get his attention. I spotted her, and she was kind of toasty. And there was this big Pac-Man head. If you've ever been to SOGE, somebody walks around with this big, like it looks like a pinata or something. It's like a big Pac-Man head. And so I told the girl, I said, "Hey, see that head over there?" I said, "Billy would love it if you put that on and followed him around like a ghost." And she was like, "Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's so awesome." So she goes over there and grabs this thing, which I don't even think anybody's supposed to play with. I'm sure it belongs to somebody. She lops it on her head and starts following around and saying waka waka. And man, he skirted back. He took off like faster. Like, usually he's like all about the attention. At that point, it all changed. He was like, took off. Anyway, that was our story. A couple of us laughed and watched the girl try to follow him around with the Pac-Man.
Little background, that was actually his wife. So.
What, really? No, she wasn't at this one. I've seen her before too. I met her 2 years ago. Yeah,
she's nice.
I don't think she came with him this last year.
She was at the Mall of America.
I saw him and Walt together. Yeah. Oh yeah, up there.
I met her. She's
so yeah, I don't want to hear about
nice
your tubing anymore because of my tubing debacle from a couple weeks ago. I don't want to hear any more about the tubing. You can just stop.
Well,
what, do you have a tubing? What's the condition? What's going on there?
No, I was supposed to. There's a guy posted on Let Go about a month ago. Dolly did a bunch. The guy obviously is not technology savvy, so he posted. Yeah, I know. Aaron's got one too. Everybody's got a freaking tubing but me. So this guy posted, and we think he was really not tech savvy, pretty redneck guy. The area he lived in was like a really, really remote location in Georgia. And so everybody, as soon as the ad came up, all of us, some of the guys in Carolina, all these guys started emailing him. We knew somebody was going to snatch it up. And the ad stayed there, and everybody said they hadn't heard back from him. And my wife works for a background check company, so she has some access to some tools and looked around, did some search, and found an email address that seemed valid, and emailed the guy, and also found his Facebook after that. And apparently the guy hadn't got any of the messages from oh, shut it. So
I have
she emailed 9 guys with the same name.
Dan Copeland says,
which one
stalkers.
Responded. Yes, I have a video game for sale. So yeah, but so we made plans to go meet him, and it was $250. How can you beat that? And it was working, but the monitor it literally needed a cap kit. You could tell from the video. But anyway, it was in good shape, and I was all stoked. And so he said, "Oh yeah, you can come up this weekend or whatever." And so we start making plans, and then out of the blue, he kept putting it off. He stopped responding, and he said his dog was sick. He had to take him to the vet. All these weird things that happen when you're trying to get a game from somebody. Then he out of the blue says, "Well, where do you live? I'll bring it to you." We were like, "Oh, that's awesome." I'll give him, we were going to give him more to come out here. It was like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So he makes plans to come out here on a Saturday. Well, I get up early in the morning, get the kids fed, and start, straighten up my garage, make some room to bring it in. I'm sitting around literally like looking at my phone, waiting for him to message me. And then I realized he doesn't have my address. He hasn't told us what time he's coming. We sat around, and I gave up at midday. So, and I started messaging him. I was like, "Where are you? I haven't heard from you." Anyway, it went back and forth for the next week, and maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. But so a couple weeks ago, he said, "Oh, I'm just not going to make it. How about you meet me halfway?" And I was like, "Fine, we'll come up there and meet you at this big mall nearby." So we got the kids in a borrowed truck that we borrowed that I usually used for pickups, and we packed everybody in the truck and made a little picnic lunch for the kids and brought their iPads with them, and took this 2-hour drive up to this remote area, hung out there, started going. We went to get some lunch. We went shopping. Guy's not responding. Guy's not reaching out to me. I'm messaging him every 15 minutes. "Dude, where are you? When are you coming?" I still have not heard from him to this day. We gave up like 5 o'clock that evening, packed up, and came back home.
That's a sad story.
It was apparently a big practical joke on Kasey.
Terrible.
My wife handed me the tissues.
Oh, she's so nice.
Don't give me the Kleenex.
Well, tell us a little bit about your collection since we got you on the air. What do you got? What do you got in the pipe?
Right now, if we're connected on Twitter, you've probably seen some pictures of the armor attack I'm working on. I'm pretty much done with cosmetics. The monitor is a Keltron vector beam. If anybody's ever got any experience with those, they probably aren't on this show because I haven't found anybody who really knows that one. It doesn't seem too difficult, but I just can't get it. It throws a circuit breaker. This is a weird monitor or a weird power supply. It actually has 2 little circuit breakers.
Interesting. So not fuses. It's got circuit breakers.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got they're little fuses that are not real fuses, but it's a little breaker. And when something goes, I guess a shutdown, whatever, high voltage shutdown on the monitor, you hear it click, and the power supply kills the power to the monitor. So then you push the little button, and you can get power to the monitor again. But I can't. I've capped it. I've replaced a lot of the main stuff. I've checked every transistor, every diode. It all looks good. So I'm gonna start from square one again this week. And anyway, that's next. I did my first coin door. It looks pretty good. I haven't really ever cared about coin doors, but this one's pretty ragged. So I decided to do the sanding and painting and cleaning every little piece up. It looks really nice. So I might start might start focusing on coin doors more often.
It's a nice little touch. Armor Tech, by the way, is on Vectrex. You can get that.
Yeah. It's a cool game. I mean, I lucked out. I don't like to always tell this kind of stuff, but this is one of those that I got for free. A guy that works for my company when we met. I mentioned the hobby, and he was like, "Oh, I've got this game in my garage. You can have it." Oh, it's a piece of junk. I never got it to work. So when he told me about it, I looked it up. And I was like, "Oh yeah, Cinematronics Vector. I'm all over that."
Nice.
So yeah, and it's actually in really good shape. I mean, cabinet-wise, structure-wise, it's all good. It was only just dusty. It wasn't really filthy or anything, but this monitor is the one thing that's gonna probably be the real big problem. But anyway, I'm trying to get that out of the way because my next goal is the 720. The 720 is going to be a big deal. I'm already getting ready to order the art.
Is that one of your favorite games, or what?
Yes, probably. Absolutely. That's probably number one right there. 720. Sweet. Yeah, I'm a big System 1, System 2, and all that stuff that came right after System 2 that isn't really System 2.
So I love your projects, but let's give us a rundown of what you have today that's working.
Oh, well, there's one game that's working. I'm just kidding. There's probably a couple down there. Because everybody's got one working game and 17 projects.
Right.
Oh shoot. I have a really funky looking it's a Neo Geo 4 slot, but doesn't have a Neo Geo 4 slot in it. It's got track and field in it.
Nice.
It's really weird looking. All the pictures of all my games are on my Flickr. So if you search me by name on Flickr, you can just look at all the albums I've got.
Sweet.
But it's really weird looking. I got it at an estate sale locally, and it's odd. You'd think it would be really weird, but actually track and field works really good in a Neo Geo cabinet because it's got that wide front end. It's real easy for two people to stand there without it being, Street Fighter style, big wide. I have a Clax that doesn't thrill many people, but it's a kind of cool later Atari game. I
actually really love Clax. I really love that game.
Yeah.
I think it's a total. It came out later. Yeah. They did something really unique with puzzle games that hadn't been done yet, and I really appreciate that game. So
it is cool. I've definitely put some hours on it, but it doesn't have. I just don't feel like it has staying power. When we have a lot of folks over, people will give it a try, and that's about it.
Yeah.
What's really good about it, it's dedicated, it's original. If I'm right, I haven't really seen a lot of pictures, but I believe it's a dedicated cabinet for it. But what it actually is, it's just like the Attack of the Planet of the Robot Monsters.
Sure. Which is a rare game.
It's the same cabinet. Yeah. But the shape's the same. The PCB pulls out of the control panel like the same way.
Our previous host, Dan Reed, had a Attack from the Planet of the Monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of...
Yeah. We had, what's weird? Of all the games, there was 2 of those at SFGE last year. I was like, how are there 2? There was no Paperboy, no 720, no
weird.
Tron, no Satan's Hollow.
It's interesting because
Journey, no Qbert.
Was there an APB? Was there an APB?
Say what?
Was there an APB?
No APB. Because that's another one on my scope. I had I was looking at one, but it was too far out of the price range and too far away.
That was actually a score for me. I got one for about $150, but it was wrecked. It had been dropped, and the cabinet had skewed, so I had to right the cabinet, and it was a full restore. But incidentally, Rich at This Old Game does the art for it, so if you're ever restoring an APB, he'll do that artwork.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I never see. I see them. They pop up every once in a while, but I never see one with the nice little stool, the attached chair that goes with it. That's how I remember playing it. There was an arcade.
Yep, mine has the chair.
That is the one. The one arcade that really sticks in my mind is one that I really got my love for the Atari stuff because they had a wall. They had one long line, and it was 720, 720 tube and APB, Paperboy, Indiana Jones, Peter Packrat, which is a really good game.
That's a great game. That's a great game. Yeah.
I mean, it's super fun. The animation is so kooky, and I kind of like kooky games. I like silly-ish, stuff like that. That's why I like Atari because they're very graphically, I don't know, kind of silly sometimes with that stuff. But,
what's your wife's favorite game?
Her favorite game is by far. Hold on.
Street Fighter.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Street Fighter 2. Yeah, she wants me to get a Street Fighter 2 CE. It's an ongoing joke.
Nice.
they come up and they're just like, they're not that great.
Yeah.
Daniel had one that I was really planning to get, but I passed on it. I don't know. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't the one I wanted. I think I really wanted a nicer one, and he had a nicer one. I just couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll make another big warehouse score like you did and find me one.
Well, before we let you go, why don't we play our voicemail and you can participate? How's that sound?
That's fine. Is it Bob?
Yeah, I believe it.
Definitely Bob.
I'm pretty sure it's Bob. Should we give it a shot? All right, here we go. We'll give it a shot. Here we go.
Hey, good evening, Arcade Radio Flyers. It's your buddy, Bob Zarzadek, control panel expert and technician. And you know what? I also run a YouTube channel called Bob Zarzadek Does Stuff. You guys go subscribe to that, all right?
That's a good channel.
And hey, did you guys know that I used to drive a midnight cherry 2008 Tesla Roadster until someone freaking ripped me off? I've been looking all over for that thing. It's got one of those low jack GPSs installed, but every time I try to find the car with the GPS, it says it's straight up 500,000 miles away in the sky. There's no way I'm going to find a cop who's going to believe me. Anyway, my personal property problems aside, I'm calling with my usual amazing arcade-related question for the team. And that question is, drum roll, please. Well, hello? There's no drum roll on the phone? Okay, all right. No drum roll, all right, whatever. The question is, if you could go back in time to visit your favorite arcade from the 1980s, what year would it be, and where would it be? I'm not saying that I have a time machine or that this is even possible, but just humor me and answer the question, all right? That's all I got. Zarzadek out.
Nice. Well, that actually kind of ties into what Kasey was starting to talk about. I think, Kasey, why don't you answer us? Where and when was your favorite arcade?
Well, I would actually, just to have something different to talk about. I won't mention the one that I was thinking of that was in a mall. I think the one that I really, really remember, just because of being there for a long time, was this. They had an arcade at Six Flags Over Georgia. It was in the modern section of the park, so it was called the Modern Arcade, and it was pretty big. It was enough room to walk around several rows, I would guess, maybe like 3 or 4 whole rows lined up, back to when arcades were actually arcades and not just a section of a building. But, I went there, I went to that arcade specifically probably for a couple of summers in a row. So, it spans a couple of years. So there was a lot of older stuff that was there, and then newer stuff came in. I can remember watching the big kids play Dragon's Lair and looking up at the TV on top of it and thinking I could never do that. And same thing happened with Space Ace, and they had a Time Traveler. I remember those games coming in and just being like our minds blown by that stuff. But I got a real affinity for Pac-Land. That's another goofy game that people don't really appreciate, that I consider the first side-scrolling platformer. Somebody said that there was another one before that, but I think Pac-Land to me it's the first game I ever played that was anything like that. So I remember I spent tons of my parents' money on Pac-Land at that arcade. And learned all the secrets. There's a ton of little secret tricks in the game and warps and tricks to get bonus lives and stuff like that. So anyway, that arcade, just being in the middle of an amusement park, it was like heaven, for a kid. So it was. I think that's probably one that stands out for me, Bob.
Bob. All right. Well, Mark, what do you got to say to that one?
Well, in retrospect, I'm thinking also there was a Six Flags park in Houston called Astroworld, and they had in their Western Junction section an arcade. Right across the way from there was a shooting gallery. Where the little lights shoot things and stuff like that. So I had a lot of fond memories of that, mostly from when I had to go there in the 70s. But then the arcade across the way, once the EM games started going out and the black and white games came in, and then eventually the color games. I have a lot of good memories about going to that arcade. They would even force you to go through the arcade after you rode this ride called the Wagon Wheel. And so while you're trying to regain your equilibrium from being spun about, you'd go through this arcade, and in there was that's where the pole position was that I eventually acquired again, that I have in my arcade here.
Oh, I love that story. Can you just tell a quick abbreviated story of that, because it's pretty good?
Somebody was selling an pole position arcade in Austin. I went there, I picked it up, I brought it home, and then I noticed a bunch of stickers on it, and they were property stickers for Six Flags Astroworld. And then after some research, I figured out how to get in touch. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this one on the air, but I figured out how to get in touch with one of the operators that maintained stuff at Astroworld, not just there, but several places. And he confirmed that there only was one cockpit. It was in that exact Western Junction area. And so this is the same pole position that I was in when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And as soon as Adam, One Circuit, can complete his pole position FPGA, it'll start working again. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but then it won't be the same pole position that you played.
Well, I'll leave the board in there, but it's
nice to have a working pole position though.
Yes, I mean the board in there actually. I think it's the working pole position 1 board that I just happen to have. The pole position 2 board that's in there. And what's really, really weird is I remember when they upgraded it. I remember when it was pole position 1, and then I remember like the next year when the park reopened that they had bought the kit and updated it.
Interesting.
So that's even weirder for me.
Yeah. So, is it my turn?
Yeah, go for it. What's your memory? Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna
location and year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a few years here. So 82 Chuck E. Cheese, probably one of the first family experiences. Loved it. Probably played my first Star Wars cockpit I guess it was 83. So I probably played that in 83. Other than that, in probably 84 through 86-ish, I was at Aladdin's Castle in the Burnsville Center. Loved that place. That's the place I first played APB and the Environment cockpit version of Afterburner. I also saw the first Dragon's Lair there. That I ever saw with a monitor on top of it. So I don't know when that was, 83, 84, somewhere in that time frame. And then also there was this really awesome place called Grand Slam in Eagan that had a giant arcade, and they had a batting cage. And they had a batting cage, and they had they actually had like a nightclub for teens down in the basement. So in the late 80s, I spent a lot of time there, and I played games like they had a Gauntlet there. They had 10-Yard Fight, and then they had a lot of more late 80s games that you'd recognize. Probably, I don't know if Moonwalker was out yet, but there were a few other games that were out at the time. But they still had a fair amount of older games that were fun to play. And then I would go dancing with friends there. It was a lot of fun. So miss that place. Miss all those places. Great times.
I think Grand Slam in Eagan is still there.
It was, but they've kind of, they don't have it really an arcade there anymore. They also had bumper boats for a while.
Right.
That place was just awesome. And
I think I've been to the one in Burnsville. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think actually the one in Eagan shut down and they moved to Burnsville. So.
Yeah.
But that place was awesome.
Crazy.
So those are the places I remember. Oh, Showbiz Pizza, 1982 in St. Paul.
Duh.
Yeah, it was so awesome. So awesome. But that's the thing, is that anytime I set foot in one of those places, it was like the Magic Kingdom, because I never got to go to like Disney. That was it for me. Those were like the places that were magical to me, So.
And speaking of things in the past, I'd like to wish a special happy 60th birthday today to Gary Newman.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
We just bought his new album.
Yeah, I mean, his stuff is awesome. Even at like 59 when he recorded that, he's great. And,
yeah.
He was not happy to turn 60 today, but he looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's still holding up pretty well.
Yeah, I like the fact that he includes his family and everything these days. Like every time you see like a photo shoot or something with him, he's with his kids and he's out doing stuff like a dad. And he's Gary Newman.
I know, and I mean, I'm sure his daughters are like, "Oh my God, my dad is the coolest guy." They don't look like teen daughters.
I guarantee you they're not.
seen him many times in concert.
Yeah. I'm so sad we can't play more than that on the show.
Yeah. It's totally worth it. He
so
tours the USA every 3 to 4 years, and he always puts out amazing shows. The last time I went to one, it was in Minneapolis, at
First Ave?
No, it was at that other place,
State?
2 blocks over.
Oh, 7th Street?
I think so. And what's funny is that there was we got there really early, and then like a bunch of people in front of us had saved spots for friends. And then I swear to God, this guy who looks just like John Redcorn from King of the Hill was in front of us. And at first we were like, this super tall Indian guy is going to block our view. But then he kind of scrouched down when Gary started playing. So that was kind of cool. And then somebody moshed too close to us, and he picked them up and moved them. So what a great day.
That's a lot. That's very funny.
That's my story, Gary.
Hey, Mark, you coming to SFGE?
I don't think I am. Wait, when is it?
All right. June 8th, 10th through 10th.
I can't exclude myself. Maybe.
So June. So oh my gosh, if we did,
I don't have anything. There's no conflicts, so that it could happen.
I might be able to swing that too.
Yeah, Dolly says you guys can stay here at the house, but unfortunately we're about 35 minutes away from the event.
That's not bad actually.
Oh, Aaron says he's going to go. I mean, we get a hotel room down there. I mean, it's too fun.
Can you put 3 Nintendos next to each other, and I can sleep on top of the 3 Nintendos?
Dude, we're working on having. I think we're going to have an entire Nintendo row with very little missing. Jeremy Groff is bringing his arm wrestling. I was hoping you were going to think about bringing the Hellfire.
Right.
And by the way, that's Southern Fried Gaming Expo, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, Southern Fried Gaming. It used to be called Southern Fried Game Room Expo, but they changed it after this past year to be more gaming inclusive, not just game room, because they have so much more console and board games and stuff like that now, and they're focusing on all gaming stuff. So
sweet,
not a big difference, just a slight name change. But so yeah, I mean, there's going to be and if somebody, I think Jonathan, one of the guys down here, is working on a Skyskipper build. I think it is Jonathan Wild. And if he finishes that, we'll have a Skyskipper. If he doesn't, I'm going to try to convince Whitney to bring his down again. So awesome. We're really trying to get as complete a Nintendo set as we can. I'm also really rallying to get a lot more of the MCR and Atari stuff that's been missing, like I was saying earlier. It seems like last year I walked around and I just saw a lot of good games, but I didn't see like the ultimates, you know. And I know that the guys around here have them. I just think a lot of people held back. A lot of people were like, I'll bring this and that. I don't want to bring, too many. And so, I'm hoping to get the 720 finished in good enough shape to be, it's coming unless it's not working at all, but I'm hoping it'll be nice looking. And, we got a lot of guys in the town. We got a lot of good guys here with a lot of good stuff. So we're hoping that, we want to try to beat the pinball guys. Really kicked ass last year. The pins really dominated. There was a lot more pins and a lot of really good, crazy titles. So, which I really love because I'm getting more into pins now. But Dave says Brofest is June 1 to 2.
Oh, I'm not even going to bother.
Going to compete with that? Yeah, you're not going to. No.
Yeah. I have a better chance of going to see, because I've never been to Southern Fried. So.
Well, you should come in. I was gonna say maybe you could invite Bob, because I was thinking Preston is a big fan of comedy. Yeah. And we have bands. There's always like these kind of geeky bands. Maybe they should have a comedy act in between.
That'd be hilarious. Bob live.
That would be great.
Barb Zarzanek live at the Apollo.
Yeah. We should do it. I know it might be hard to bring a game. If you don't drive, obviously you're not gonna.
Well,
ship one.
I'll definitely not be bringing a game if I show up.
I do have a trailer hitch on the back of the Prius.
Yeah.
If Rich from This Old Game could finally produce my bezel and marquee, then that would be super awesome, considering there is not one on the game.
Yeah, well, I actually talked to him about that. I was chatting with him recently about something else, and I mentioned your thing. He said he was working on it. I told him that we needed him to get it to you in time to get it out here for the summer. I think he's thinking about coming too, because he was here last year and had a good time.
Nice.
Him and Kendra, they had a good time, I believe.
Yeah, that would sound. That would be great.
So,
I would even meet him there if he brings the those two plastic pieces.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the big guest this year is Steve Ritchie.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to bring.
I think he's been to MGC a few times.
For him to sign.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, Steve Ritchie, February 13th, 1950.
Yeah.
Well, Kasey, I want to thank you.
You get a good. Yeah, thanks. No problem.
I just wanted to say, hey, thanks for popping on the show and filling in you're sort of our guest today. So thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, we're gonna change all of our show notes to show that you were the guest.
Yeah, I think we should.
Cool.
I mean, seriously, you were on for like a half an hour. That's pretty good.
Well, we stopped after game 2. I guarantee you, I have more than 2 games, more than the track and field and a clax down there. But just it's a list.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's always
Okay.
we'll definitely have you on the show again. I think that'd be fun. We'll have like an exclusive Kasey.
We'll do a legit thing where we track you down and look at your background and figure out people that you know.
And we're still trying to figure out the whole Wives of episode because I think that's going to to be really interesting.
Contact your enemies.
She would love that.
Yeah, and we get Sam on there. Yeah, we get Dolly on there. We get Christine on there. I think it would be a great show, don't you guys? I think it'd be really interesting to hear how much they love and hate us.
The Dolly Show.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to play our outro here, and you can hang on and dance with us if you want. But that's kind of how it goes. So this is Arcade Radio. It's the double R's. Thanks for listening today. You guys, did a great job on What's in the Juke tonight. We're going to be on again 2 weeks from today, maybe next week, right?
I'm down.
We could do next week. We just got to figure it out. So we'll try to tell you who's coming up. We got a couple of guests that we've been wanting to have on the show. Thanks for letting us take the little hiatus while I took a vacation. Glad to be back. That's Arcade Radio, the double R's. It's arcaderadio.com. And you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/arcaderadio, or now youtube.com/arcaderadio. Subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. Again, thanks for listening in. Oh yeah,
song's so funky.
It is funky. I
can't wait till you can play your original song. That'd be great.
I'm gonna play it. It'll just get monetized.
Tiger, play me a song.
That thing is horrid.
I heard that.
It's horrid. I can't imagine people are using it, but whatever.
Good night, everybody.